going to continue with the original order that we started with, starting with Joe online. Each candidate will have 2 minutes to provide closing remarks. And we will now going to shift over online to Joe. Joe, you have 2 minutes.
Thank you. And again, thank you to everyone for participating that organized this event this evening, for your attention, as all of us have gone through and laid out as best we can the vision. I see this as the start of a conversation. I'm bringing with me over 20 years of experience working and serving, not only in our military, but as a business leader, as a nonprofit leader, someone that never really thought that running for office was the path that I needed to take. But when I see what's happening in Washington today, I knew that this was the place that I needed to be, to bring sound values, someone that's willing to listen, someone that's willing to acknowledge that I might not necessarily have all the answers, but I certainly have the patience to make sure that I'm listening to get to the bottom of the issue. Making sure that we're investing into our community at all levels is tremendously important. We need to change the way that we talk about some of these problems so that we can start to expand the reach of the Democratic Party. I've worked on initiatives nationwide, not only to support veterans, working families, the disabled. I bring this experience with me on when I walk into Congress, and I look forward, if given the honor, to do so. This district has never been more ready for having a strong Democrat represent them in Congress. I'm really thrilled to see how my experience is going to be able to support this district to bring all that those things together. As a member of the intelligence community, I've seen firsthand the importance of our allies. As a veteran, I've seen not only the struggles, but the success of those that have served, and how when we invest in them, we invest in others. And I think that's a model that expands out to other groups as well. So as your congressman, I hope to be able to bridge that gap, to truly bring common sense back to Washington, to be able to make those connections and to allow the needs of our community to be represented. Because oftentimes, so often politicians go to Washington just to toe the party line. And I think that a true representation is representing the needs of the community first. And that's
That was Tom, right? Okay. I would hope so. John.
Yeah, I would just like to thank everyone, people online, volunteers, the IBEW. I think we should nominate a candidate who can win in November, who has a history of solving problems. I think we should nominate a candidate who is currently in compliance with the FEC regulations. I don't think we can wait till this district naturally represents a Democrat in 6 or 8 years. I don't think our democracy can wait that long. I think we need to flip the House to a Democratic majority this election. And I think if we nominate the right person, we can do it. I also think, as the Democratic Party, we should nominate a Democrat who's been a Democrat their entire life and voted for Democratic candidates as long as they've been eligible to. I think the Republican Party made a mistake by letting an outsider come into their party and now control it. And he's destroyed it. And I don't think we should let that same thing happen here. I've supported every Democrat since 1996 on the top of the ticket for president. And there's not one of those that I feel, in hindsight, wrong about. Al Gore was better on the climate. George Bush was going to keep us in Iraq. John Kerry wanted to get us out. Well, Barack Obama was a transformational president. And Hillary was going to prevent us from getting Donald Trump. So I stand by every vote I've ever placed for a Democrat, and I'm proud to be a Democrat, and I have it on my signs, Democrat, and I have it on my website. I don't hide from the fact that I'm a Democrat. I'm proud to be a Democrat. And so I think that I have a history of bridging divides and working with people that I don't always agree with and that I don't always have similar viewpoints with. But we can get in the room, we can talk, we can have coffee, we can have a beer, we can play golf. And I think that that's what I'll bring to Washington, is the ability to work with people from the other side of the aisle. Thank you.
Thank you. River.
Well, I want to thank everyone for coming here tonight. I really appreciate it. I know it's late. And tonight I'm reminded of the profound resilience that defines both our district and our state and our nation. We face challenges of courage, determination, and remarkable ability to rise above adversity. Our youth are the future of our state and our nation, And it's our responsibility to ensure that they have the support they need and the opportunities to be able to thrive. From access to quality education and affordable health care, to meaningful employment and a sustainable environment, we must prioritize policies that uplift and empower our residents. We have seen firsthand the potential and promise of our youth, and I am committed to being a champion for their needs and an advocate for their aspirations. As a scientist and as a woman who has been raised here in Colorado her whole life, I understand what is at stake for our future generations, and I understand the importance of investing in our young people and equipping them with the tools they need to succeed in an ever-changing world. We need leaders with empathy, and we need leaders with compassion. I also know that our youth face unique challenges, from student loan debt to mental health issues to an existential climate change threat. It is imperative that we listen to their voices, address their concerns, and work together to create a brighter, more equitable future for all of us. Together, let's build a future that we can thrive in, where our dreams are within reach and where hope triumphs over adversity. I am River Gasson, and I will represent you and our shared values in Congress. Thank you.
And thank you. Orlando.
So, thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for everybody online. Thank you to everyone that organized this. I want to say that I think, those of us up here and online generally agree. And I think, we are Democrats at our core. And I think that I want to be able to build bridges and be able to get us moving forward. And my challenge to you is to, ask each one of us, what changes are we going to make as we move forward? And I think I'm the one that has some ideas about how we change the way we're doing Congress, the way that we do politics. And I think my ideas about ranked choice voting, about multi-member districts, about proportional voting power are going to get us so that we don't have gerrymandering. We don't have costly votes where, like for the mayor, that we've had to vote twice. It's cost us $1 million just to do that. I think those are the ideas that I'm running on. Those are the ideas that I think are going to be able to move us forward. And I'd love to talk to you more about that and how we can actually make changes that will not have us continue to beat our head against the wall. Because, even if any one of us get in there, it's still going to be business as usual. And that's why I want to challenge you to ask each and every one of us, how are we going to make changes to the way that we do business here in America? Thank you.
Thank you. Adam.
So we all know how big this election is, right? And we know that our climate has changed drastically in the last couple months. And now with the right candidate, this is a flippable seat. We can sit the first Democrat ever in this seat. And I think we can do that with my plan to raise the tide. Because when you raise the tide, you raise all the ships. And so if we start building these mass transit systems and we start having these stops along the way where small businesses can start flourishing again, we raise that tide. We create opportunities for everybody. To get started on these big projects, we need funds. We need the millionaires and billionaires of this world to pay their fair share and actually start to carry their weight, because we've been carrying them far too long. But we also have to understand that this isn't a one-way street either. We don't just ask for stuff and not give anything back in return. If we're getting a mass rail transit system, if we're getting universal health care, then we need to provide happy, healthy workers who show up on time because the rail system is reliable. And we're going to provide workers who are well-trained and stay in their positions more than 2 years because they don't need to jump around and look for the best health care plan. These are the responsibilities that we have back to our own economy also. So we need to remember this two-way street. And And finally, I just wanted to say thank you to all you guys coming out here tonight. I've been retired for 2 years now, and I've been able to get into our community and be around more like-minded individuals. For 20 years, I was definitely the oddball in the room. So thank you for coming out and being passionate about this stuff. It is so important that we stick together and go forward as a team on this. So thank you for being here. Please, I'll be back at my table. Come talk. If you have any issues you want to bring up to me, I'm here to listen. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. How amazing is it that this is the group of Democrats we get to choose for CD5? Let's give them all a round of applause. I don't know about y'all, but it does give me, a lot of hope that we have this talented of a group of people that are willing to put themselves out there and run for something like Congress. I'm going to